tasks, and let's arrange them a little bit. There. For the position, enter these values: -74, 19, and 69. And for the orientation, -18, -48, and -1. I have concluded these values by manipulating the camera 3D as I showed you previously. The orientation will have these values as well. Now let's connect them and set the flow. So first we will set its position and then its orientation. Press play. It closes in, and as you can see, the camera positions and orientates itself behind the batter. Now we will have to set up the ball's position near the batter instead of letting it continue its course after we get behind the batter. For this, we will have to create a new event. Select the baseball, go to the Events tab, and create a new event, which is ball set. Alright, press OK. And this will tell the baseball graph to set the ball's position after the camera closes in. Now, in the pitcher's graph, we will add another trigger event task. Trigger event task. This time the subject will be the baseball and the event will be ball set, and connect it to the rest of the events. And now let's set up the details for the baseball. Go to the baseball's graph. Add a new set position task. Set position task. Add 3 random number generators. Random. 1, 2, 3. They will have the range between 0 and 100. That's okay. Add a float to vec 3 task. Float to vec 3. This task will determine a random orientation for the ball as if it would continuously spin. And now add another random task. Keeping the same range. And lastly, bring down a set orientation task. Sorry, I should have went for set orientation and select the one with the axis to make it spin and point towards random angles. Now let's set up the flow. Let's show the ball set event and bring set position here. I will have to give it a position actually, which is -55, 11, and 49. we will trigger the event and set the position at the location. Then bring the randoms here. Set their flow. Connect random to float vec3. Bring the random and orientation tasks. Connect these as well. It is important to put the random on continuous loop and set orientation as well to make it continuously spin until we interact with it. Let's connect the pins and how will the functions share the information. This vector will go into the axis input as it takes a vector or 3 values, and random goes into angle. Save and let's see how it behaves. Press play, press the picture, it closes in, and the ball spins. And if I press the batter, it should press the ball, but as you can see, it hangs in the air. That's because when a function is found in a continuous loop, it overrides another following function, in this case the apply force from the onHit event. Here. We must stop it somehow, so that's why we change the random task into a coroutine task. So we can stop it or call it whenever we need. It is more like a standby function in this case. So we will connect the onHit event pin to the pause pin of this function. This command will override the loop successfully and the force will be applied. Let's click and see how it behaves. And if you press the batter, the ball launches. Great. We're not gonna let it like this because if we click the batter, he runs away and we cannot see anything else. So after we press the batter, we want to see the whole field again and how he follows his path. For that, we will go into the camera's graph. Drag the baseball object and now when we trigger our camera close-in event, we want to capture the camera's position and orientation to make it return after the batter has been clicked. Drag a get position and orientation task in the graph and include it as the first task after the camera close-in is triggered. Now that we have its initial position and orientation, we want to set it once the batter is clicked. For that, we need to bring a set position and set orientation tasks. Reveal the onHit event and connect it to the flow at the start of set position, and then feed in the values from get position and orientation accordingly, from position to set position, and from orientation to set orientation. Now, if you press play, press the picture, it throws the ball is rotating, press the batter, the camera repositions itself, the ball flies, runs around, and stops. A really small tweak that we can make is to set a time difference to make the actions run smoother. In the pictures graph, we can add wait and we can set it to 1 second, and we can have a copy of it in here, set it again to 1 second, and put it in between the events. This will make sure that all actions will happen in a slower but correct manner. If we press play, press the picture, the camera doesn't close in. Oh, we have to select the flow. Press start again. Sorry about that. Press the picture, the ball flies, the camera closes in, the ball spins around. Press the batter, he throws the ball and runs around the path. In this tutorial, we learned how to tweak the previous 3D activity by manipulating the camera.